Hey, Shalom, it's the Ashu PK Star, the 1 West, 125th Street, under Commander General Yohana. Under Commander General Yohana, we are not affiliated with any other Israelite group, Christian organization. We are here to share the truth to our people, to let our people know that we are the true Israelites of the Bible. This is the Baltimore Sabbath Service. Okay, we're gonna start bringing. We're gonna first bring out the first brother.
We're gonna say shalom to everybody. Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shabbat Thumb to all the Akim. Shalom Yahweh Shema Allah Thun by Shem Yahweh Shabbat to all the sisters. Like I said, this is the Sabbath service. One thing you could do is, if you haven't downloaded or you can go online, the Blue Letter Bible app. It helps you follow along. Not only do it have the English, but it has the Hebrew, and we know that that's our original tongue. So that's what we're gonna read it in. For everybody just that may be their first time watching, we're gonna do it in Hebrew, then we're gonna do it in the English.
Brother.
Yeah,
all right. To the brothers in the class of Mariam. Just the brothers up here. Slide.
Brandon, present thyself.
Brandon, present thyself and thy registry.
Brandon.
One Yahweh.
One Yashala.
One Yashala.
And now you will salute. Brandon.
One Yahweh. One Yashala.
Now you will salute. Yahweh. Ba'ashem. Yahushua. Barakathum.
Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua Barakathum.
Pour the wine. Do it in the hand cup right there.
Okay.
That's good. You gonna turn it in, bro? Turn forward. Hold on. Right here, don't be chest all the time. La Yashala.
Ya La Sha'ala. La.
Ya.
Sha'ala.
Drink. Oh, there you go. Sit down.
Shot. We're going to start off with Genesis chapter 42, verse 23 in the Hebrew.
All right, so if you've been following along with us right now, we're reading about Joseph. If anybody familiar with it, this is when Joseph was he was locked up in Egypt. He interpreted some dreams, and now he's been made second in command in Egypt. The only person outranking him in Egypt right now is Pharaoh. He gave him the dreams about the seven plenteous years, where he told him to gather all of his harvest and put it up in the storehouse, and then the 7 famine years, where the earth is not going to produce like that. So now Joseph's brothers has come to Egypt, to get some food and stuff like that. So that's where we're at right now in the story. So you can follow along. Like I said, we're in Genesis chapter 42 and verse 23. We're going to do it in Hebrew, and this is our tradition, to do it in Hebrew and then do it in English. Genesis chapter 42, verse 23. Yadayawa, Kaya, Shemai, Yawasa, Kaya, Hamalayataza, Wayanathum, verse 24, Wayasab, Ma'alyaham, Wayabak, Wayashab, Alaham, Wayadabar, Alaham, Wayakwak, Ma'athum, Shemaiwan, Wayasar, Athwa, La'ayanyaham, verse 25, Wayatazawa, Yawasa, Wayamala'aw, Wayamala'awa, Kaliyaham, Bar, Hashayab, Kasapar Yaham, it's like Kasap Yaham, Ayash, Al, Shakwa, Walatha, Laham, Tazada, Ladarak, Waya Aish, Laham, Khan, verse 26. Wayasha'awa, Shabarum, Al, Kamaryaham, Wayalakwa, Mashum, verse 27. Wayapathak, Hakad, Shakwa, Latha, Masapawa, Lakamarwa, Bumalawan, Wayara'a, Kasatwa, Wahana, Hawa'a, Papaya, Amathakathwa, verse 28, Wayamar, Al, Akiwa, Hawashab, Kasapya, Wagum, Hana, Ba'amathakafya, Wayataza'a, Labum, Wayakaradwa, Ayash, Al, Akiwa, La'amar, Maha, Za'a, Aisha, Alahayim, Lanwa, verse 29. What's up?
You start at
Verse 30.
30. God.
Wayaba'awa, Al, Ya'akwab,
Select 29. Select.
Khan, Abiyaham, Arataza, Kana'ain, Wayagayadwa, Lawa, Kal, Hakorah, Athum, La'amar, and that's it.
Now we're going to read it in the English.
Con. Genesis chapter 42, verse 23. And they knew not that Joseph understood them, for he spake unto them by an interpreter.
So if I could, this is where we're at. So his brothers came before him. And if you remember the story, they left Benjamin back. Like Jacob did not allow Benjamin to take that trip with him. So Joseph told them in order for him to give them anything, they had to go back and bring their younger brother Benjamin, to them. And I think he kept a few of them in prisons while he was doing it. So like he knew who they were, but they didn't know who he was. So as the scripture is saying right now, he didn't even talk to them directly. He talked to them and then somebody interpreted what he was saying to them. So that's what we had. Go ahead.
Con. Verse 24. And he turned himself about from them and wept and returned to them again and communed with them and took from them Simeon and bound him before their eyes. Verse 25. Then Joseph commanded to fill their sacks with corn and to restore every man's money into his sack and to give them provisions for the way. And thus did he unto them. Verse 26. And he laded their asses with the corn and departed thence. Verse 27. And as one of them opened his sack to give his ass provender in the inn, he espied his money, for behold, it was in his sack's mouth. Verse 28. And he said unto his brethren, my money is restored, and lo, it is even in my sack. And their heart failed them, and they were afraid, saying one to another, what is this that God hath done unto us?
So the money that they brought to exchange for the food, Joseph had it put back in their sack. He didn't take their money, and he didn't take their money But they saying is they like, the Lord trying to set us up, because surely if they see that we ain't paid for this and the money isn't outside, like we gonna be killed. That's what they thinking right now.
Right.
Go ahead.
Verse 29. And they came unto Jacob their father unto the land of Canaan, and told him all that befell unto them, saying.
All right, now we're gonna get into Genesis chapter 42. We're still in the same chapter. We're gonna do 30, verse 36. We're gonna start in the Hebrew.
Genesis chapter 42, verse 30. Debar, Ha'ayash, Adunya, Ha'aratazah, Athunwa, Washawa, Wayathan, Athunwa, Kamaragalium, Ha'aratazah, verse 31. When Amar, Alyua, Kanayum, Anakanwa, and it's like a Naknawa, La'a, Hayayanwa, Muragolium, verse 32. Shanayam, Aishar, Anakanwa, Akium, Bunya, Abayanwa, Ha'akad, Ayananwa, Wahakwatan, Hayawam, Abayanwa, Ba'aratazah, Kana'ain, verse 33. Wayamar, Alayanwa, Ha'ayash, Adunya, Ha'aratazah, Baza'ah, Adai, Kaya, Kanayum, Atham, Akikum, Ha'akad, Hanayakwa, Athia, Wa'ad, Raibawan, Bathiakum, Kwakwa, Walakawa, verse 34. Wahabia Awa, Akikum, Akwatan, Aliyah, Wa'adai, Kaya, La'a, Maragolium, Atham, Kaya, Kanayum, Atham, Athiakum, Athan, Lakum, Ha'aratazah, the Sakarwa, verse 35. Wayahawa, it's like Wayahaya, Rayakyum, Shakuyahum, Washana, Ayash, Tazarawan, Tazawar, Kasapwa, Bashakwa, Wayara'awa, Tazarawa, Kasapyaham, Hama, Abiyaham, Wayara'awa, verse 36. Wayamar, Alaham, Ya'ikwa, Abiyaham, Athia, Shakalatham, Yawasat, Ayananwa, Washama'aiwan, Ayanwa, Ayananwa, Wa'a, Bunyaman, the Kwakwa, Alia, Hayawa, Kalana. That's it.
All right, same chapter. We're gonna go from Genesis chapter 42, 30 and 36 in the English.
Chapter 42, verse 30. The man who is the Genesis chapter 42, verse 30. Salagi. The man who is the Lord of the land spake roughly to us, and took us for spies of the country. Verse 31. And we said unto him, we are true men, we are no spies. Verse 32. We be 12 brethren, sons of our father. One is not, and the youngest is this day with our father in the land of Canaan. Verse 33. And the man, the Lord of the country, said unto us, hereby shall I know that ye are true men. leave one of your brethren here with me, and take food for the famine of your households, and be gone. Verse 34, and bring your youngest brother unto me. Then shall I know that ye are no spies, but that ye are true men. So will I deliver you your brother, and ye shall traffic in the land.
It's like, if I could, this is them giving their report to Jacob right now. Like, this is what's going on. I know we all left together, but we ain't come back together. You see what I'm saying? One of our brothers still down there. And not only that, we got to go back and we got to bring Benjamin. So that's what he's telling his father right now, giving him a rundown. Keep going.
Verse 35. And it came to pass as they emptied their sacks that, behold, every man's bundle of money was in his sack. And when both they and their father saw the bundles of money, they were afraid. Verse 36. And Jacob their father said unto them, Me have ye bereaved of my children. Joseph is not, and Simeon is not, and ye will take Benjamin away. All these things are against me.
We will get into verse 37. This is in Hebrew. We're still in Genesis chapter 42.
All right, so we're in Genesis chapter 42. We're in verse 37. Wayamar, our bun, al, abiyawa, la amar, shanya, bunya, lamaya, la abiya anwa, al-yuka, the na, atwa, al, yadya, wa anya, ashiyabanwa, al-yuka, verse 38. Wayamar, la Yarad Bunya, Amakam Kaya, Akiwa, Ma, Wahawa, Labadwa, Nasha'ar, Wakora Awaha, Wakora Ahawa, Asawan, Badark, Ashar, the Lakwa, Baha, Wahawa Rad, Wahawa Radham, Shiabathia, Wayaga one, Sha'awala. This is Genesis chapter 43, verse 1. Wahara'ai, Kabad, Ba'aratazar, verse 2. Wayahaya, Ka'ashar, Kalwa, La'akal, Ashabar, Ashar, Habiya'awa, Mamatazarayim, Wayamar, Alayaham, Abiyaham, Shabwa, Shabarwa, Lanwa, Ma'ait, Akal, verse 3. Wayamar, Aliyawa, Yahawada, La'amar, Ha'ai, Bunwa, Ha'ayaj, La'amar, La'a, the Ra'awa, Punya, Balathia, Akikam, Athkam, verse 4. Yashak, Mashalak, Akayanwa, Atanwa, Nabada, when the Shabar, Laka, Akal, verse 5. Ayanka, Mashalak, La'a, Narad, Kaya, Ha'ayash, Amar, Alayanwa, La'a, the Ra'awa, Punya, Balathia, Akyakum, Athkam, and that's it.
We're still in Genesis chapter 42, which is going to take us to Genesis chapter 43. We're going to end 43, verse 5. We're going to start off at Genesis chapter 37, verse 38.
Genesis chapter 42, verse 37. And Reuben spake unto his father, saying, Slay my two sons, if I bring him not to thee. Deliver him into my hand, and I will bring him to thee again. Verse 38. And he said, my son shall not go down with you, for his brother is dead, and he is left alone. If mischief befall him by the way in which ye go, then shall ye bring down my gray hairs with sorrow to the grave. Genesis chapter 43, verse 1. And the famine was sore in the land. Verse 2. And it came to pass, when they had eaten up the corn which they had brought out of Egypt, their father said unto them, go again, buy us a little food. Verse 3. And Judah spake unto him, saying, the man did solemnly protest unto us, saying, ye shall not see my face, except your brother be with you. Verse 4. If thou wilt send our brother with us, we will go down and buy thee food. Verse 5. But if thou wilt not send him, we will not go down. For the man said unto us, ye shall not see my face, except your brother be with you.
We're gonna keep going, and we chapter 43, Genesis chapter 43. This is verse 6. Take it down to verse 12.
Genesis chapter 43, verse 6. Vayamar Yasha'ala Lama Hara'itham Laya Lahayad La'ayash Ha'aiwad Lakam Ak. Verse 7. Vayamar Sha'awol Sha'ol Ha'ayash Lanwa Walamawal doth sorry Walamawat Walamawal the dunwa Lamar Ha'aiwam Ha'aiwad Abiyakam Kaya Hayash Lakam Ak. When a God, a wa, al, paya, hadabarni, ha'ala, hayadawai, nadai, kaya, ya amar, hawariyadwa, akyakam, verse 8. Wayamar, ya hawada, al, ya sha'ala, abiwa, shalaka, hana'ar, akyak. Wanakoma, Wanalaka, Wanakaya, Wana'a, Namawa, Gum, Anakanwa, Gum, Ata, Gum, Tapanwa, verse 9. Wanakia, Irabanwa, Mayadya, the Bakwashanwa, the Abiyatyawa, Alyuka, Wahatazat, Wahatazagat, Yawa, Lapandyaka, Wakataathya, Laka, Kau, Hayumyum, verse 10, Kaya, Lawala. It's like this. It's small. Hatamahan wa Kaya Aita Shabanwa Zaha Pa'angum, verse 11. Wayamar Alaham Yasha'ala Abiyaham Khan Apawa Za'a Aishawa Pakwa Mazamara Ha'arataza Wakala Yakam Waha Warrior Waha La'ayash Manaka Ma'ait Tazaria Ma'ait the Bash Naka'a Walats Batunium Washaquadium, verse 12. Wakasat Mashana Kwakwa Bayadakam Wa'a Hakasat, Hamawashah, Bunya, Amathakath, Amathakath Yakum, Hashayabwa, Buyada come, Awalya, Mashaga, Hawa. That's it.
We'll keep going in the English. This is Genesis chapter 43, verses 6 through 12.
Genesis chapter 43, verse 6. And Israel said, wherefore dealt ye so ill with me, as to tell the man whether ye had yet a brother? Verse 7. And they said, the man asked us straightly of our state and of our kindred, saying, is your father there yet alive? Have ye another brother? And we told him according to the tenor of these words. Could we certainly know that he would say, bring your brother down?
It's like, okay, and that kind of do feel odd. Like, you know, I send my sons down there, but I hold back one. Like,
Right.
what y'all tell about what y'all tell about Benjamin for? Like, what y'all trying to do to me? You see what I'm saying? Like,
Okay.
like it's an odd thing for somebody to request that. Oh, you gotta go get your younger brother. Y'all shouldn't even mention him. That's what he's telling them right now. You know.
Okay.
And he like, nah. He asked us straight up. Like he is like he already had intel on us. Like he already knew what it was. So he asked us about him. Keep going.
Verse 8. And Judah said unto Israel his father, send the lad with me, and we will arise and go, that we may live and not die, both we and thou, and also our little ones. Verse 9. I will be surety for him, and my hand shalt thou require him. If I bring him not unto thee, and set him before thee, then let me bear the blame forever. Verse 10. For except we had lingered, surely now we had returned this second time. Verse 11. And their father Israel said unto them, if it must be so now, do this. Take of the best fruits in the land in your vessels, and carry down the man a present, a little balm, and a little honey, spices, and myrrh, nuts, and almonds. Verse 12. And take double money in your hand, and the money that was brought again in the mouth of your sacks. Carry it again in your hand. Peradventure, it was an oversight.
Now we're going to continue on with Genesis chapter 43, verse 13 through 19 in the Hebrew.
Genesis chapter 43, verse 13. Akikum. Kwakwa. Wakwamwa. Shawawa. Al. Ha'ayash. Verse 14. Wa'al. Shadia. Yathan. Lakam. Rakumyum. Lapunya. Ha'ayash. Lashalak. Lakam. Akikum. Akar. Wa'al. Bana'ain. Banayamyam. Wa'anya. Ka'ashar. Shakalatya. Verse 15. Waya Kwakwa. Ha'anastium. Hamanaka. Haza'ah. Wamashana. Kisat. Lakwakwa. Wayadum. Wa'a. Banyaman. Waya Kwamwa. Waya Radwa. Matazarayim. Waya Aimadwa. Lapunya. Yawasat. Verse 16. Waya Ra'ah. Yawasat. Atham. Banyaman. Wayamarwa. La'amar. Al. Bayathwa. Haba'ah. Ha'anashim. Habiyatha. Watabak. Wahakan Kaya Athya. Ya'akalwa. Ha'anashim. Batazaharium. Verse 17. Waya'ais. Ha'ayash. Ka'ashar. Amar. Yawasat. Wayaba'ah. Ha'ayash. Ha'anashim, Vayatha, Yawasat, verse 18. Wayayara'aya, it's like Wayayara'awa, Ha'anashim, Kaya, Hawaba'awa, Vayaz, Yawasat, Waya Amarwa, Al, Dabar, Hakasat, Ashab, Ba'amatakat Yanwa, Yanawa, Ba'amath, Ba'amath, Yathat Yanawa, but the Kala, Anakanwa, Mawaba'awa, Mawaba'ayam, Lahatagalo, Alayanwa, Wala Hadanapo, Alayanwa, Wala Korkat, Athanwa, La'ibadium, Wa'a, Kamarianwa, verse 19, Wayagashwa, Al, Ha'ayash, Ashar, Al, Baya, Yawasat, Wayadabarwa, Alayawa, Pathat, Habaya, and that's it.
So we're gonna get down to we in Genesis, still in Genesis, we're gonna chapter 43. We're gonna do the English. This is verses you just did 19 slide.
13 through 19.
We're gonna do verses 13 through 19 in the English.
Genesis chapter 43, verse 13. Take also your brother and arise, go again unto the man. Verse 14. And God Almighty give you mercy before the man, that he may send away your other brother and Benjamin. If I be bereaved of my children, I am bereaved. Verse 15. And the men took that present, and they took double money in their hand and Benjamin, and rose up and went down to Egypt and stood before Joseph. Verse 16. And when Joseph saw Benjamin with them, he said to the ruler of his house, bring these men home and slay, and make ready, for these men shall dine with me at noon. Verse 17. And the men did as Joseph bade, and the man brought the men into Joseph's house. Verse 18. And the men were afraid, because they were brought into Joseph's house. And they said, because of the money that was returned in our sacks at the time are we brought in, that he may seek occasion against us and fall upon us and take us for bondmen and our asses. Verse 19. And they came near to the steward of Joseph's house, and they communed with him at the door of the house.
So if I could, they're a little confused right now. Like, you know, they noticed the last time they left with their money. They then came back. Now he welcoming us into his house, and we sitting down, ready to eat with him. Like, what he trying to kill us? He trying to unalive us? Like, that's how they thinking right now. You see what I'm saying? So that's what we got. Go ahead, Alexander.
We had chapter 43. We're going to verse 27 through 33 in the Hebrew.
No, 20 to 27.
Oh, Salak. 20 to 27, Salak.
Huh. Genesis chapter 43, verse 20. Wayamarwa, Kaya, Adanya, Yerad, Yeradanwa, with the Kala, Yeshabar, Akal, verse 21. Yahaya, Kaya, but Anawa, Al, Hamala 1, when a Pataka, I'm at the Kath Yanawa. I'm at the Kath Yanawa. Wahana, Kasat, Ayash, Wapaya. I'm at the Katwa, Kasapanwa, Wamashakawa, Wanashab, Athwa, Wayadanwa, verse 22. Wayakasat, Akar, Hawaradanwa, Wayadanwa, La Abar, Akal, La Yada Ainwa, Maya, Sham, kasapanwa, but matana, but matakath yanawa, verse 23. Or Yamar, Shalom, Lakum, Al, Yara'awa, Alahayakum, wa Alahaya, wa Alahaya, Abiyakam, Nathan, Lakam, Matamawan, but Athana, but Amatak the come, the Bamatak the Yakum, Asapakam, Aliyah, Waya Wataza Alaham Shema Iwan, verse 24. Waya Ha'ayash Ha'anashiam, Waya Yawasat, Wayathan Mayam, Waya Rock Tazawa, Regal Yaham, Wayathan, Masapawa, Lakamar Yaham, verse 25. Wayakanyanwa, Hamanak, I, Yawasa, Batazaharium, Kaya, Shama Iwa, Kaya, Sham, Ya'akalwa, Lakam, verse 26. Yawasa, Habiyata, Wayabaya'awa, Lawa, Hamanaka, Ashar, Wayadam, Habiyata, Wayadak, Wayashadak, Lawa, Arataza, verse 27.
Sucks, sir. 26. We doing 6 verses down, right?
22, 22, 24. Oh yeah, it's locking. My bad. That's it.
All right, in the English, we in chapter 43 of Genesis, 20 to 26.
Genesis chapter 43, verse 20, and said, "O sir, we came indeed down at the first time to buy food." Verse 21, and it came to pass when we came to the end that we opened our sacks, and behold, every man's money was in the mouth of his sack, our money in full weight, and we have brought it again in our hand. Verse 22, and other money we brought down in our hands to buy food. We cannot tell who put our money in our sacks. Verse 23, and he said, "Peace be to you. Fear not. Your God and the God of your father have given you treasure in your sacks. I had your money, and he brought Simeon out unto them." Verse 24.
Hey, so like, if I could too, right now, like Joseph being the second, he's essentially the vice president of Egypt right now. You see what I'm saying? And like, contrary to what happens here, when you have black leadership, black politicians, like Joseph, he gave them back that money and still gave them what they needed to sustain themselves. You see what I'm saying? The politicians of the day, our politicians that of Israel, they take from us. You see what I'm saying? They take more than what they should from us. They ain't giving us nothing. You see what I'm saying? And that's the difference between righteous rulership and wicked rulership. You see what I'm saying? Like right now, you got black people, Hispanics and Native Americans right now, who are getting misused. Their money are being taken. Like everything that they have, their resources are being taken away from them, and such and such. Here it is. Joseph gave them their money back. He gave them their money back to sustain themselves, because Joseph really knew that they had enough to really feed the people. You see what I'm saying? Like this is the difference in our leadership. Like you got black people who work for many years, they can't get social services. You see what I'm saying? They cutting their food stamps, they cutting their benefits. They can't get health care. You see what I'm saying? Like they taking all of their resources, but you see the difference in how Joseph moved, where Joseph gave them back. Go ahead, sis.
But instead, we
God.
God.
Right.
God, and that's the thing, and he only did that because the Lord is with him.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? Because your natural nature would be like, damn, they did this to me, so I'm a carry man. You see what I'm saying? But this is a lesson that we all got to learn. Even though your brother may offend you, like you still shouldn't harbor that hate towards him. Don't harbor hate towards your brother. You see what I'm saying? Like they came in need, and Joseph, he went like you said, he went above and beyond to take care of them. They was his brothers. Imagine if we all looked at each other like that. You wouldn't have 300-400 murders in Baltimore every year. You see what I'm saying? Like, yeah, that brother did that, but that's not me worth going out and taking his life behind it.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? So this is what we're seeing right here. This is how we deal with conflict. You don't have to take vengeance. Like the Lord say, vengeance is mine.
That's right.
You see what I'm saying? Like, and because Joseph had a certain spirit, and Joseph did, he still kept the Lord's law, statutes, and commandments. The Lord is the one who's with him. The Lord is the one who's raising him up. So why change now?
Right.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, sir. If I could.
Come on.
That's so heavy because even when you think about it, like the sister said, he could have took revenge, but he didn't. So look at how blessed he is. You know what I mean? How the Lord is with him. So even like with you not taking revenge on you, this is a good lesson on showing you like what happens when you just let the process happen. Let the Most High take care of it. You know what I'm saying? Like we don't have to try to get revenge because Joseph, like he on top right now. You know what I mean? He the man. And that's, you know what I mean? He didn't take revenge. The Most High, he gonna stay with him. You know what I'm saying?
Come on. Where we at?
We in
24.
all right, so we on chapter 43.
Verse
Salat, you still going?
Yeah.
Salat.
Genesis chapter 43, verse 24. And the man brought the men into Joseph's house and gave them water, and they washed their feet, and he gave their asses provender. Verse 25. And they made ready the presents against Joseph came at noon, for they heard that they should eat bread there. Verse 26. And when Joseph came home, they brought him the present which was in their hand into the house and bowed themselves to him to the earth. And that's it.
And you gotta realize too, like, think about it, like they don't have a clue who Joseph is. You see what I'm saying? Like, if y'all following along, like Joseph's name is Yahweh in the Hebrew. You see what I'm saying? Like we all got Hebrew names right now. You see what I'm saying? Like you start with your slave name, but the Lord gives you a name. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
But he's not even being called by his right name. He's essentially being called by his government name right now. Zephaniah, Paneah, something like that they named him in Egypt. But he has a Hebrew name which describes his spirit. You see what I'm saying? Like we all have. Like that's the thing. Like, and this is just a sidebar. Like when we come into the truth, you come in and you put your spirit on. You see what I'm saying? You get brothers pay attention to you and stuff like that. Like that's how you get your name. The Lord names you. You see what I'm saying? According to your spirit, according to the work that you will do. You see what I'm saying? Like this is how it happens. Like this is Alazar. This is Alazar. His name wasn't Alazar for a lot of years of his life. My name is Matazabah. My name wasn't Matazabah for a lot of years of my life. But the thing is, the Lord seemed fit to give us names.
Right.
You see what I'm saying?
Right.
And this is what, and this is why, like everything that you see in the UPK, it comes from the scriptures. You see what I'm saying? Like you seen Joseph go to a foreign land to Egypt, and when he raised, they gave him a new name. That's like us getting our government name over here. You see what I'm saying? Like, but we got Hebrew names, man. Like this is according to our spirit, and I'm gonna show you how black the Bible is.
Right.
Even with our government names, we call each other by nicknames, right?
Yeah.
We call each other by nicknames that describe us anyway. You see what I'm saying? Like my nickname coming out, they call me man. That was my nickname since I was a boy. You feel me?
Yeah.
You got black. You got, everybody got nicknames in the hood. You feel me? But here it is. The Lord will name you according to your spirit. You see what I'm saying? And this is how it works here in the UPK. Like you come and you put your spirit on and you do diligent work. You will be observed. You see what I'm saying? And the Lord will give you another name. Like that's how it happens. Go ahead and it's just a reminder. This is for everybody out there. This Wednesday, as a reminder, we have Hanukkah. So December 25th, 2024 is Hanukkah. You see what I'm saying? You do not have to celebrate Christmas.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? Like the excuse is always like we spend time with our family. It's the only time the family can come together. This, that, and the third. Well, guess what? On December 25th, we have Hanukkah. So you and your family can come down here. If you're in Baltimore, it's 3430 Eastern Avenue. Come on, break bread. You see what I'm saying? And celebrate. It's not a high holy day, but it is a commemoration of what happened in our past. You see what I'm saying? And a lot of us don't even know. Like the crazy part is, a lot of us don't even know what Hanukkah is about. You see what I'm saying? We just think that you got to burn the candle because we see the Jewish man. We see Esau do it.
Right.
He don't have a clue what Hanukkah is really about.
Right.
He just burning candles for 8 days,
Right.
trying to give gifts for 8 days. That's not what Hanukkah is about. That wasn't the origin of it. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
Like I was going to say, that's the origin is a feast of dedications. Right?
Yeah, it's called the Feast of Dedication.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? And Christ actually went up to keep this. That's why we observe it.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? So like this Wednesday, we will, at this school, we'll have food, drink, come learn about your culture. Come learn about what black men did in our past. You see what I'm saying? To set this nation free.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? December 25th, 3430 Eastern Avenue if you're in Baltimore. But no matter where you are, if you're watching this, call the school in your city and make arrangements to be there. You see what I'm saying?
God, if I could just
do it.
Interject. Just in the other Israelite, like the other groups, the fake Israelite groups, they don't know how to keep it either. I used to be I was a part of a group called them the Candy Cans. I don't know if you ever seen the brothers that wear the black and white. I used to be with them, and they told me that, and it was Hanukkah. They didn't say the high Hanukkah. You know what I mean? They said this Hanukkah, which is what the oppressor celebrates. They told me that we was trapped in a cave. So like they told me we was trapped in a cave, and we had enough oil for it to burn 8 days, and then that's the reason why we celebrate. We light the candle every day and give gifts every day. It sounds like garbage. Like coming out of the world, I'm used to celebrating Christmas. So now it's like, all right, they saying you give gifts on 8 days.
Mm-hmm.
That was exhausting, man. Like I had to give like my son a gift every day, just so he can, you know what I mean, because it's a transition. We was doing Christmas. My son, when he was older, he was a teenager. So it's like, all right, I'm giving him small gifts every day, just to keep up with this day that they told me and how to celebrate it. So you know what I mean, like the ISUPK definitely is the truth, man. And I didn't even know the story before I came into ISUPK. Like this is about war. This is about the Most High doing something for us. Every high holy day we celebrate, like you said, it's not a high holy day. It's a dedication, a feast day. So every high holy day we celebrate the Most High doing something for us. Mm-hmm. There's nothing done for us in these so-called holidays. You know what I'm saying? It's just a day that we go broke. We spend money and then we come together. You know what I'm saying?
So like if I could too, and we do not celebrate Kwanzaa either. You see what I'm saying? It's a Hamite celebration. You see what I'm saying? We do not all them different names that they got. We don't celebrate none of that garbage, man. We do Hanukkah, and like I said, December 25th, come to the school. Get to a school in your city. You see what I'm saying? And learn your culture, man. Learn about what men did, what black men did. You see what I'm saying? To stand up for their nation, man. Come on, let's finish this real quick.
God, you finished it?
Yeah, I'm finished. We on chapter 43, verse 27.
Okay, all right. This is chapter 43, verse 27. We want to do 27 through 33. So in the Hebrew.
Genesis chapter 43, verse 27. Yasha'al laham, Yashalom, Wayamar, Hashalom, Abiyakam, Hazakwan, Ashar, Amaratham, Ha'aywadanwa, Kaya, verse 28, Wayamarwa, Shalom, La'ibadka, Labayanwa, Aywadanwa, Kaya, Waya Shadakwa, verse 29, Waya Sha'a, Ayanyawa, Waya Ra'a, Wanyaman, Akiwa, Bun, Amwa, Wayamar, Hazah, Akikum, Akwatan, Ashar, Amar, Amarathum, Alia, Wayamar, Alahayim, Yakanka, Bunya, verse 30, Wayamahar, Yawasak, Kaya, Nakamarwa, Rakamayawa, Al, Akiwa, Wayabakwash, Labakawa, Wayaba'a, Habadara, Wayabak, Shema, verse 31, Wayarakaza, Wanyawa, Wayataza'a, Wayata Pak, Wayamar, Shiyamwa, come, verse 32, Wayashayamwa, Lawa, Labadwa, Walaham, Abadam, Walamatazarium, Ha'akolium, Athwa, Labadam, Kaya, La'a, Yawakalawan, Hamatazarayim, La'akol, Ha'ibarium, Makam, Kaya, Yawa'iba, Hawa'a, Lamatazarium, verse 33. Wayashavwa, Lapunyawa, Habakar, Kabakarathwa, Wahataza'ayar, Wahataza'ayar, Kataza'ayrathwa, Wayatamawa, Wayatamahawa, Hamanasium, Ayash, Al, Ra'aihawa. That's it. Stop at 33, right?
Come.
So that's it.
Now we're gonna get Genesis 43, chapter verse 27 through 33 in the English.
Genesis chapter 43, verse 27. And he asked them of their welfare and said, is your father well? The old man of whom ye speak, is he yet alive? Verse 28. And they answered, thy servant our father is in good health. He is yet alive. And they bowed down their heads and made obeisance. Verse 29. And he lifted up his eyes and saw his brother Benjamin, his mother's son, and said, is this your younger brother, of whom ye spake unto me? And he said, God be gracious unto thee, my son. Verse 30. And Joseph made haste, for his bowels did yearn upon his brother, and he sought where to weep. And he entered into his chamber and wept there. Verse 31. And he washed his face and went out and refrained himself and said, set on bread. Verse 32. And they set on for him by himself, and for them by themselves, and for the Egyptians which did eat with him by themselves, because the Egyptians might not eat bread with the Hebrews, for that is an abomination unto the Egyptians. Verse 33. And they sat before him, the firstborn according to his birthright, and the youngest according to his youth, and the men marveled at one another. And that's it.
Any questions? Anything anybody have?
I got a question.
Good.
On the part where it says Joseph, when he went back into his room and he wept, is this because, and I'm asking the question, is this because when he sent his brothers back to his father and they said that they had a younger brother, he thought they were lying to him, thinking that they were referring to himself, and then he was surprised when he seen Benjamin, so that's why he was like overcome with emotion?
No, he knew about it. He knew Benjamin.
Okay.
Like him and Benjamin was tight. You see what I'm
Okay.
saying? Before he got, sent off for real. You know, so and like you said, like this was his mother's mother's son
Okay.
too. So like they were tight. You feel me? He just
Okay.
ain't seen him in all them years. So when he seen him, it's like, man, this is my boy, this is my brother. You know, so that's where all that emotion came from.
Got you.
Any other questions? You gonna say right.
Just a minute up here, Mighty.
You come. Hold on one second. La,
La
Yashala.
Yashala.
Men of Israel, gird up thy loins, and prepare to salute the Torah.
You can turn it. Snap it to it.
Right or left?
To you, right. Go ahead. Turn it on. You turn it on.
Yabashim Yasha Rakajah.
Yahaba Shem Yahshua Brakya.
Yahweh Bashem Yahushua Barak Yah.
So we're going to do the Lord's Prayer. What's up? This is for everybody. Amadium Wapan Yahweh, which means rise and face the east. Hold on. Turn together. 1, 2, 3, turn to your right.
This is the Lord's Prayer.
We got the Lord's Prayer in Hebrew. We're going to do it in Hebrew, then in English. The Lord's Prayer. Abinah.
Abinah.
Shabbat
Shemayim.
Wadash.
Yeah.
Ayah. Shemka.
Shemka.
Yahweh.
Yahweh.
Lakwaka.
Lakwaka.
Daba'ah.
Daba'ah.
Batazaka.
Batazaka.
Ayah.
Ayah.
Aisha.
Aisha.
Ba'aratazah.
Ba'aratazah.
Kawa.
Kawa.
Ayah.
Ayah.
Bashamayim.
Bashamayim.
Nathalanao.
Nadabnao.
Lakam.
Lakam.
Paul.
Paul.
Yawam.
Yawam.
Wasalakanao.
Wasalakanao.
Kabawatanao.
Kabawatanao.
Kasalakanao.
Kasalakanao.
Kabawatanao.
Kabawatanao.
Wala'ah.
Wala'ah.
Tabi'ainao.
Daba'ainao.
Banasaiwan.
Banasaiwan.
Paul.
Paul.
Awashainao.
Awashainao.
Mayan.
Mayan.
Ra.
Ra.
Kaya.
Kaya.
Laka.
Laka.
Kamalakwa.
Kamalakwa.
Waha'ala.
Waha'ala.
Ratapara.
Wahatata. The Ra.
La'aywalamyu.
La'ayinamu.
Aman.
Aman. And in the English, our Father,
Our Father,
which art in heaven,
which art in heaven,
hallowed be thy name.
hallowed be thy name.
Yahweh, thy kingdom come.
Yahweh, thy kingdom come.
Thy kingdom come.
Thy kingdom come.
Thy will be done.
Thy will be done.
In earth.
In earth.
As it is in heaven.
As it is in heaven.
Give us this day.
Give us this day
Our daily bread.
our daily bread.
Forgive us our debts.
Forgive us our debt.
As we forgive our debtors.
Forgive our debts.
And lead us not
Lead us
into
not
temptation.
into temptation,
But deliver us from evil.
but deliver us from evil.
Thine is the kingdom.
Thine is the kingdom,
And the power.
and the power,
And the glory.
and the glory,
Forever.
forever.
So be it.
So be it.
So. Sisters, Yeshadim, this means have a seat. Who's the service?
This concludes the service.
All right, men of Israel, we're going to go for one courtesy salute to the teacher. Shah, which means turn. Men of Israel, Mahdi Shabbat, Mahdi, Barak, Yahweh Shem Yahushua Brakatah. We're going to salute him, and then he's going to salute us back. All right, let's do it. Men of Israel, we're going to go one courtesy salute to the teacher. Men of Israel, Mahdi Shabbat, Mahdi, Barak, Yahweh Shem Yahushua Brakatah.
Yabashim Yasha Rakathum.
Yadi Matah, Saw, which means turn. Sisters Amadium, which means stand. Men of Israel, we're going to give a warm courtesy salute to the sisters. Men of Israel, Madam Shabbat, Imadium, Barak, Yahweh Shema, Anathan, Ba'ashem Yahushua, Yadi Matah, class dismissed.
In the live. Yeah, I had a question too.